Good morning, everyone. Look around you. We are living in a world of breathtaking speed and dizzying change. A world of artificial intelligence, climate alerts, and global uncertainty. A world that often asks us, what do you believe in? And what are you doing about it? As we stand at the threshold of 2026, I am not here to offer you a simple prediction. I am here to propose an anchor made of two unshakable forces, faith and righteous deeds. Look around you. We are living in a world of breathtaking speed and dizzying change. Every morning, a new headline rewrites a rule we thought was permanent. Every evening, a new technology promises to reshape a facet of life we took for granted. It is a world of artificial intelligence that can write poetry and code, yet leaves us wondering about the future of human creativity and connection. It is a world of climate alerts flashing on our screens, a stark, scientific drumbeat accompanying the storms outside our windows and the anxieties within our hearts. It is a world of profound global uncertainty, where geopolitical fault lines shift, economic currents are unpredictable, and the very fabric of public discourse often seems frayed, polarized into shouting matches that drown out nuance and empathy. This is the air we breathe in the mid-2020s. It is exhilarating in its potential, yet exhausting in its demand. It is a world that, in its relentless forward rush, often forgets to ask the deep, quiet questions. But in the rare moments of stillness, perhaps in the silence after you put your phone down, or in the quiet dark before sleep, the questions find you. They are not questions about stock markets or software updates. They are more fundamental, more human. This world, in all its dazzling complexity and nerve-rattling chaos, is asking each of us directly and insistently, what do you believe in, and what are you doing about it? These are not academic questions. They are the bedrock questions of a life of purpose. The first question, what do you believe in, probes our inner world. It asks for our core, the non-negotiable truths we cling to when everything else feels negotiable. The second question, and what are you doing about it, challenges our outer world. It bridges the chasm between contemplation and action, between private conviction and public contribution. One question without the other leads to an incomplete life. To have beliefs without action is to live in a beautiful, furnished house you never invite anyone into, a sanctuary that becomes a prison. To take action without guiding belief is to run in every direction at once, a frantic expenditure of energy that leads nowhere meaningful, a reactivity that soon burns out. As we stand here, at the threshold of 2026, I want to be clear about my intention today. I am not here as a futurologist with charts and predictions. I cannot tell you which stocks will soar or which new app will dominate. That is noise. I am here to speak about signal. I am here to talk about what remains when the noise fades. I am here not to offer you a simple prediction about what the year will bring to us, but to propose a powerful decision about what we will bring to the year. In a sea of change, we need an anchor. Not an anchor that drags us down or holds us back in the harbor of the past, but a dynamic anchor, one that stabilizes the vessel of our soul amidst the roughest waves, allowing us to sail forward with confidence, not be tossed about by every storm. This anchor must be heavy enough to hold, yet forged from material that does not corrode with time or circumstance. I propose that this essential anchor is forged from two complementary, unshakable forces. Two elements that, when fused together, create a stability that is both profound and active. These forces are asna, faith, and astics, righteous deeds. Let us understand them not as dusty religious terms, but as vital, living principles for modern survival and thriving. Faith, in this sense, is the deep, internal architecture of meaning. It is the unwavering belief in a reality beyond the immediate, the transactional, and the chaotic. For some, this is a traditional religious faith, a belief in a divine presence, a higher power, a loving God who underpins the universe with order and purpose. For others, it is a faith in something equally powerful, but differently named, a faith in the fundamental goodness of humanity, in the moral arc of the universe that bends toward justice, in the scientific pursuit of truth, or in an indefinable spiritual interconnectedness of all life. It can even be a profound personal faith in your own capacity for growth, in the unique purpose you were placed here to fulfill. This faith is your internal stabilizer. It is the gyroscope in the smartphone of your spirit. When the world's algorithms try to dictate your worth based on likes and shares, when the headlines scream a daily litany of despair and division, when you face a personal failure that shakes your identity, this faith is the quiet, powerful, persistent voice in your core. It does not shout, it reminds, it whispers, you are more than this moment. This pain is not the whole story. Your value is intrinsic, not instrumental. There is a pattern here, even if you cannot see it from this single thread. This story is not over. Without this faith, we are leaves in the wind, our sense of self and purpose dictated entirely by external validation and circumstance. We become reactive, brittle, and deeply anxious. With it, we gain an inner citadel. The storms may rage outside, but inside there is a calm center, a peace that surpasses all understanding, from which we can observe, assess, and choose our response rather than merely erupting with a reaction. This faith is the foundation. But a foundation exists to support a structure. A magnificent, unwavering foundation is pointless if you never build anything upon it. This is where the second force completes the anchor as righteous deeds. If faith is the internal architecture, righteous deeds are the external manifestation. They are the translation of your private vocabulary of belief into the public, shared language of action. They are how your inner faith breathes, walks and works in the world. Righteous deeds are not necessarily grand, headline, grabbing acts of heroism, though they can be. More often, they are the consistent, daily choices that weave integrity into the fabric of reality. They are the act of telling the truth when a lie would be easier and more profitable. They are the decision to listen with genuine curiosity to someone whose opinion you find abhorrent, seeking not to win but to understand. They are the patience you offer your child or partner after your own patience has been exhausted by the world. They are the extra bit of effort you put into a project for the sake of craft, not just credit. They are the conscious choice to consume less, to waste less, to protect a fragile planet because you have faith in its sacredness and in the legacy you leave. They are the hand extended to a colleague who is quietly drowning, the dignity you afford to every person you meet, the ethical boundary you refuse to cross even in the face of pressure. In 2026, these deeds are the levers of real change. The challenges we face are not just puzzles to be solved with smarter technology, though that helps. They are, at their core, crises of spirit. Polarization is a failure of empathy, a deficit of righteous deeds in communication. Environmental strain is a failure of stewardship, a deficit of righteous deeds in consumption and policy. Digital isolation is a failure of community, a deficit of righteous deeds in reaching out beyond the screen. These problems cry out for people who are not just clever, but good, not just informed, but wise, not just connected, but compassionate. This is the anchor I propose for your 22-6, an unbreakable chain linking the quiet certainty of your faith to the tangible impact of your deeds. Let this year be the year you consciously forge it. Tend to your faith through reflection, through study, through silence, through whatever practice connects you to your core. Then let it flow out deliberately and daily in actions that are a little kinder, a little braver, a little more honest, a little more just than they needed to be. In that dynamic tension between the inner certainty and the outer action lies an unshakable stability. From that anchored place, you will not just weather 2026, you will help to heal it, to build it, and to illuminate it. Faith is not a retreat from reality, it is the compass for our journey through it. This is a crucial distinction to make, especially now. In an era that prizes hyper-rationality, data-driven decisions and visible, quantifiable results, the very concept of faith can be misunderstood. It can be mischaracterized as a form of intellectual surrender, a comforting story we tell ourselves because the hard truths are too much to bear. It can be seen as the domain of the dogmatic, the superstitious, or the nostalgic, a relic from a simpler time that has no place in the complex algorithmic age of 2026. But this is a profound and dangerous misconception. To see faith as a retreat is to fundamentally mistake its nature and its power. A retreat implies turning your back, seeking shelter, disengaging. True faith does the opposite. It is not a turning away from the world's complexity, but a turning toward it with a different set of eyes. It is not a shelter from the storm, but the conviction that you can learn to sail within it, that there is a destination worth sailing toward, even when the horizon is blotted out by cloud. Faith is the compass, not the escape pod. Think of a compass, it does not deny the existence of the storm, the mountains, or the vast, disorienting sea. It acknowledges all of that terrifying, beautiful, overwhelming reality. Its sole simple purpose is to provide a fixed reference point, true north. No matter how the ship pitches and rolls, no matter if the sun is hidden or the stars are obscured, the compass needle, if it is well made, holds its orientation. It whispers a constant, reliable truth about direction amidst the chaos of movement. That is the function of faith in the human experience. The world of 2026 will present us with a maelstrom of information, a carnival of conflicting values, a marketplace of identities all shouting for our allegiance. In this environment, faith is our inner orienting device. It answers the question, what is my true north? Your true north might be a commitment to compassion as the highest human value. It might be a belief in the imperative of justice. It might be a trust in a divine love that holds the universe. It might be a dedication to truth, even when it is inconvenient. It might be a profound sense of duty to future generations. This is your non-negotiable. This is the axis around which all other decisions, big and small, can turn. When you are offered a lucrative opportunity that asks you to compromise a core value, your faith compass needles flickers toward integrity. When you are swept up in a wave of online outrage, your faith compass steadies you toward empathy or principled dissent. When personal failure threatens to define you, your faith compass points toward the broader narrative of growth, resilience, and inherent worth. It does not tell you the exact path through the forest. You must still hack your way through the underbrush of daily choice, but it ensures you are moving in the direction of your own deepest truth, not simply wandering in circles, reacting to every snapped twig and animal call. This is why faith is the unwavering belief in something greater than ourselves. That something greater is the true north. It is the fixed star we sail by. It could be a divine power, a force of love and intelligence woven into the cosmos that calls us toward goodness. It could be a universal moral code, a sense that concepts like fairness, kindness, and courage are not just social constructs but reflections of a deeper architecture to reality. It could be a profound hope for humanity, a stubborn, evidence-defying conviction that we are capable of evolving beyond our tribalism and short-sightedness, that our collective story is one of progress, however slow and faltering. For many, the most accessible form of this faith in 2026 might be an unyielding belief in your own purpose. This is not egotism. It is the opposite. It is the faith that you are not an accident, that your unique confluence of talents, passions, wounds, and experiences is not random noise, but a specific, needed frequency in the symphony of existence. It is the belief that there is a contribution only you can make, a problem only you can see in a certain way, a kindness only you can deliver in a particular moment. This personal purpose faith is a powerful compass. It turns the question from, what does the world want from me? To, what does the world need that I uniquely can provide? It transforms a career from a job into a calling, a relationship from a transaction into a covenant, a life from a series of events into a coherent narrative. In 2026, this faith will be our internal stabilizer. The external world is being exponentially destabilized by technology that reshapes industries overnight, by climate events that disrupt societies, by information systems designed to capture our attention by triggering our fear and outrage. In this environment, external stability is an illusion. Companies restructure, markets crash, platforms rise and fall, political landscapes shift. If our sense of stability, worth, and direction is outsourced to these volatile systems, we are setting ourselves up for a permanent state of anxiety and whiplash. The internal stabilizer must be built from something reactive to these external shocks. That is the substance of faith. When the algorithm of social media tries to dictate your worth by quantifying your engagement, your faith stabilizer holds the knowledge that your worth is inherent, infinite, and not subject to metricization. When the headlines scream a daily litany of despair and seem to confirm a narrative of decline, your faith stabilizer accesses a longer timeline, a broader perspective that holds both the brokenness and the beauty, the tragedy and the relentless human spirit that rises to mend it. When you face a personal setback, a rejection, a loss, a dream deferred, the reactive, unstable self might spiral into stories of "I am a failure" or "the world is against me." But the faith stabilizer engages. It is the quiet, powerful mechanism that counteracts the spin. It whispers, sometimes in a voice you have to strain to hear over the panic, "This is a chapter, not the whole book." This pain is real, but it is not the definition of who you are. You are grounded in something that cannot be shaken by this event. There is meaning to be forged here, even if you cannot see it yet. This story is not over. This is the critical work for 2060, to consciously build, maintain, and trust this internal stabilizer. It requires daily calibration, through moments of silence, through reflection on what you truly believe, through connection with sources of wisdom, scripture, philosophy, nature, art that remind you of your true north. It is the most important piece of technology you will ever develop, and it runs not on electricity, but on intention, trust, and courage. It is what allows you to step into the tumult of the coming year, not as a leaf in the wind, but as a tree firmly rooted, able to bend in the storm without breaking, drawing nourishment from a source deeper than the surface soil. Your faith is that root system. Tend to it. For from its stability, everything else, your actions, your impact, your peace will grow.